So today, we're gonna dive inside my EDC bag and pull out my EDC pouch that goes with me everywhere, regardless if it's around town or on light outdoor adventures. Well, that's right, folks. It's 2020. Time for an update on my EDC pouch, my everyday carry pouch that goes with me just about everywhere. We're gonna break down all the content that you see in here, all the stuff on the outside as well. There's some things hidden in the pocket, why I carry it, some theory on, what is an EDC pouch, what do you need to carry inside, content, those type of things. And I've really thought through this pouch. So the stuff that you see in here, aside from one item, I've been carrying for about 6 months now before I wanted to make this video, so I'm not just like slamming a bunch of crap in there and being like, hey, here's some random stuff in my drawer I found, and here's my EDC pouch, guys. This has gone with me all over the place, not only around town when I go to the office or the family's gonna pile in the car and we're gonna run around town and do some errands, and even when I do some hiking adventures and outdoor adventures. If I know I'm only gonna be out for a few hours, the trail's pretty close by and it's not super strenuous, I'll take this pouch with me. Now I have a separate dedicated quote unquote like survival pouch that I take with me on overnighters or when I'm going on new trails that is more dedicated to like survival and lots of fire starting capabilities and things like that in there. This is kind of a general everyday carry that you could put in a pinch on a lot of easy outdoor activities as well. Boating, you're hiking, you do mountain biking, a lot of this stuff I think will apply to you, snowboarding, all that type of stuff. So with that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and kind of start on the outside. I will have links for you over to Amazon. That's a great way to see a lot of the stuff you have here, even like this really sick Say When, one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion, Tombstone patch. I'll throw some patches in there as well. But all the content you'll see here, you can find on Amazon. We appreciate when you purchase through the links below. So if there's something in your system that's maybe missing that you see in here, as well as I'll have a ton of other links for you guys, including Knockaround Sunglass Company, 511, our BLADEHQ and GPKNIVES, all that stuff, guys. And we really appreciate it. And I do, just as a disclaimer, sometimes when I make these big lists for the Amazon links, Amazon like auto-populates some random crap in those lists. I apologize. It's not me putting that random stuff in there. If you're like, why is this on this list? You didn't talk about that at all, or this doesn't even make sense. Sometimes Amazon just auto-populates. I do not know why. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and look at this pouch first. What we're looking at here is a VanQuest EDC M Slim 2.0, I believe is the model number. This thing has obviously a hook and loop panel on the front. You can do some RAL patches or identifiers if you want to. It's got a stuff pocket. It's got YKK zippers all the way around. 23 different elastic web slots that we see in here that we'll be looking at. Made out of Cordura fabric, and it's 8 inches high, 6 inches wide, and 1 inch deep. I wanted to go with something pretty slim so that I could get into a lot of smaller either backpacks, places, small pouches, different things like that. It does have MOLLE compatibility on the back, so you could MOLLE it to the outside of a backpack or something, and it does have a nice grab handle. So on the front here, what I have is just stuffed in this little pocket. You can't really get a lot the way I've designed this thing, and I have this like maxed out. But I do have a deodorant wipe, because again, a lot of this is gonna be around town, so you're in between meetings and your deodorant spray ran out, or you forgot, and man, you're going into another meeting, you've been going all day, or you worked out and you forgot your deodorant, or it fell on the ground and the little leftover disc popped out, and now it's gone across the floor that 50 people walked on that day. I have an EO all natural wipe. Those things are bomb. And then I have one dude wipe in case the toilet paper runs out in the stall. That is the worst, or you just had a really bad day and what you ate did not settle with you. So those two things are right there on the outside as well, so I can easily get to it. I'm not having to zip stuff and whatever, depending on what I'm working on. But that's it. That's all I got in that front little pouch there. Then we fly this little bad boy open. Here's all the juicy good stuff, and I'm gonna hope I'm pronouncing this right. This is a Knipex KNIPEX. You guys know I can't pronounce very well at all. Cobra channel locks that are 6 inches. And the reason I got these was so that, one, it would fit inside this pouch, because I knew they would. But I have decided to kind of, for the time being, kind of divert away from multi-tools inside these pouches. Now, I still carry a multi-tool with me, but I kind of decided to go with a designated Swiss Army knife we'll talk about in a little bit, an actual like wrench, just because it seems to work a little bit better for me. These things are awesome from everything I've experienced. They get really good reviews. These are not cheap. These are about 25, 30 bucks just for this little pair right here. And the cool thing is it kind of is spring loaded. You push this pin in and that allows you to adjust the mouth. It can adjust a lot of bolts, which is really, really cool. And it's pretty lightweight, very tough, very durable. So far, I'm really pleased with that choice over trying to jam a multi-tool, you know, in here on top of my Swiss Army knife. So that is new. I got that for Christmas, been playing with it a little bit. So far, I'm liking the idea. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that versus trying to fit like an MMP 600, you know, or something like that, or, you know, a Leatherman rebar, you know, which can be pretty expensive, pretty heavy. And another reason why I wanted to do that is when maybe I'm going hiking, I can dump this, lose a little bit of weight, leave this in the car, go hiking with everything else, and then come back in, slide it right back in. So it's kind of like I don't have to carry the extra weight of a multi-tool necessarily, which is pretty cool. So since we're on tools, I will hit the Swiss Army Tinker, about 20 bucks. Really love this thing, so many different color combinations. This particular model, you know, it's got a short blade, long blade, all your regular tools you'd expect, plus the awl and the 3D bit, your, you know, tweezers, all that stuff. It's just a great kind of do everything knife, not only for, you know, quote unquote EDC around town, but again, if I in a pinch needed to use it for some outdoor tasks, I could do that on a hike or a little trek. Very ergonomic, very small, and very lightweight, because again, I wanted to keep this pouch lightweight for not only my everyday carry system, but then if I did ever, you know, mountain bike with it, you know, throw it in the kayak, I mean, whatever, you know, it would be, that's not this huge bulking thing with, you know, 5 different pocket knives and whatever it may be. The only thing is I probably this year will upgrade to some sort of tool very similar from Swiss Army that does have a little wood saw. That's the only thing I kind of wish I had on that. But would love to hear your guys' thoughts on any recommendations regarding that. And before I forget, I did throw a little Nite gear tie on there. That's a great little way to kind of, it grips inside your pocket. So I can throw this in my pocket. It's not like foolproof, but it definitely, there's a way less likelihood of it sliding out of your pocket when this is in there because it's got rubber all around it. So it kind of grips into the pocket and the cloth of your pocket, and keeps it in there a little bit more if I am using it, you know, doing a project or something like that, and I'm taking it in and out of the pocket a bunch. Since we are on tools, I'll go ahead and hit this sharpener with you. This is the Work Sharp. I'll have to annotate it in. It's about $15. I think it's like their mini sharpener or something like that. And it has a diamond coated stone, some angles on there to help give you a consistent angle of sharpening, and then a ceramic rod that can definitely handle medium to small fixed blades or any of the tools you're seeing here, you know, pocket knives, that type of stuff. So it's a great little tool to have if you needed to sharpen something either on a little hike, or if you, this is what usually happens, is that either I accidentally drop one of my tools and it chips an edge, or, you know, like damages the edge and I need to tune it up right there, because I can't go a day without, you know, having a sharp blade. So if that was to happen by mistake, and or usually it's a friend, you know, who's like, man, my knife is so dull right now, no. And I'm like, give it to me, and, you know, 5 minutes later I got a nice sharp edge for him back on there because of that little Work Sharp sharpener. So we'll breeze through a few other ones here. We got a Bic lighter, got to have one of those, a little mini Bic, and then I have an Anker charger. This one's a 3200 milliamp, so it's decent. It can basically recharge my iPhone 8 like one time. So in a pinch, you know, if there's nothing around that I could charge and, you know, charge it off my car or off of a plug, this is a good backup. At least I'll get a full charge out of it. And then I always carry a couple different cables with me, not only for my iPhone, but a USB, you know, different things like that, which will tie into the flashlight here. So I carry a few different, you know, chargers and charging cables to run off of that little Anker. The Fenix LD15R. Now, I did a review on this last year, was super impressed with it. For about $60, you're getting a CR123 rechargeable battery inside. It does have a port on the side that you can recharge, so I could use my Anker little battery if this thing ran out, but I also carry 2 CR123 regular batteries as a backup in there. It's a 90-degree light. And what makes it really cool is that you get 2-way pocket clips, so you can adjust, attach it to a lot of like backpacks or even pockets like vest or chest pockets on a shirt or something like that. But it has a magnetic bottom, so you can magnetize it to lots of stuff. You got an indicator that'll tell you by blinking how much power it has, and then man, does it have so many different features of lighting. on there. Has red as well. SOS, blinking. I mean, this thing is full of features and has been operating super well for me, and just gives you a lot of hands-free capability. And with the recharging, if I kill it through a day, I can just take it home and plug it into the wall. And in a pinch, I can recharge it with the anchor battery, or I can use those one-time use CR123s on the side, and it's not going to break the bank at about 60 bucks. And to help with that hands-free capability, I always rock a Nite head strap. This is just a very simple Velcro strap, has 2 different elastic bands that'll handle most 18650, CR123, AA and AAA powered batteries. I mean, it's really basically any flashlight under the sun short of like C and D battery powered flashlights will fit inside this thing. You throw it on your head, and then you got a headlamp out of whatever flashlight, regardless if it's a 90 like what we see there or just a generic regular one. It makes it hands-free, $5, well worth the investment, weighs next to nothing. And I always like to carry kind of about a 12-inch long Nite gear tie. It's an industrial strength, basically twist tie, just to lash things if I needed to in a pinch, something like that. It's just nice to have one of those there. I find myself probably using that once a month just to tie off little things, or I got some cables I'm carrying somewhere, I'll just twist tie them together and then deal with it later. Carry a pen with me for my Right in the Rain universal notepad. This is one of the thinner, smaller ones. It's nice because it has a little ruler on the back, so I can even do some minimal measurements, about 4 inches if I needed to. And I also carry inside there, and I try to check this about once a month, guys, so I don't know. I know I've used some money out of this, so it looks like I probably have about 40 bucks. So I have $40 cash right now. I prefer to have like 80 to 100 is usually what I try to shoot for, but I always want to have some cash on hand in case we're somewhere where there's needs cash. Sometimes restaurants, different things like that, or your card's declined. What do you do? And then I'll use a gift card with some duct tape around it. So I have I don't know, maybe 5 yards of duct tape. I mean, a pretty good amount there on that, so that all kind of fits inside there, so I can write notes. Again, if my phone died, I could take down somebody's number, whatever it is, things like that. And then I do have some water purification tablets in case my water source and I had to walk home, or just something bad happens. I'm doing a little hike and I run out of water and there's a water source, but I know it's not clean. I don't have like a full-on filter. This will get me through to get me back home. So I always have a few tablets of that to do. I think I could handle about 6 32-ounce Nalgene's with this guy, I think. So that's a pretty decent amount of water. And then one emergency blanket. You can do so many things with that. They cost like $1. Again, in an emergency, keep you warm overnight. If I got stuck somewhere, I had to wait in the car. My car broke down. I'm waiting here in the Rockies. It can be cold at night, and I'm up in the mountains or something, and it just is an extra layer of warmth, protection, or water, resistant. If I had to walk somewhere, or just spend the night somewhere, whatever it would be, helps with that shock. If I came across a car accident or something, was in a car accident, and just had to do something to keep myself warm and kind of fight against the shock. And then the final thing here that we'll touch on, just want to make sure I'm not missing anything else in there. Last little piece of the puzzle here is my Husky utility knife. And I am using a Lexicon Gold blade in there. It will hold its edge a lot longer than just your generic blades, which is really nice. You can do lots of different ones. Gerber makes a few really good ones. Sheffield has some really good ones. Just a simple utility knife. I like these a lot, this particular model, because I can get a full grip with my hand. I have a loop over deep ride pocket clip, lock back design, and it's really nice and thin. So I get full ergonomics on it. So I could do a lot of cutting. I got my blade in there, obviously, to swap, do whatever. Kicks down, closes, kind of functions like a pocket knife. I think I paid like $5 for this thing. Really nice, really functional. Don't mind Tommy the trail dog, he's doing great, hanging out in the backyard with me here. But the reason that I carry one of these on top of the Swiss Army knife is a couple fold. One, I could, if I go somewhere and I know that maybe the knife, Swiss Army knife might be confiscated or something like that, I can leave that in my vehicle, take the knife in, and if they are checking or they're like, oh yeah, you can't have any box cutters or utility knives, I can just remove the blade and then get a blade somewhere else, maybe if I'm traveling, things like that, in the airport or wherever. But also, think of your buddies that you're kind of nervous to give them your $150 pocket knife you're carrying with you, and they're like, hey man, can I borrow your knife? I gotta go cut some things. and you're like, yeah, I know you're gonna freaking break my blade, or you're gonna like act like you're a monkey trying to get into a coconut, you know, then you can throw this at them, know that they're gonna have a good, you know, utility knife. It's gonna get the job done. But if they, you know, destroy it, lose it, break it, act like a monkey trying to get into a coconut with it, who cares? You replace the blade, right? I mean, it costs you a nickel, maybe that, to replace the blade on a knife like this. And if you yourself have a project that you know is gonna be very kind of rough on the tool, maybe a lot of like sand and grit, you know, or whatever, and you don't want to ruin your multi-tool, you don't want to ruin your Swiss Army knife, your pocket knife, you've got this as a backup. So it's just nice to carry that, and I always have that with me. So there you have it, friends. Thank you so much again for coming over. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I love the comments you guys leave because it definitely helps me always fine-tune the system. I've been using the system outside of the pliers for 6 months. I've been very happy with it, but I can always improve, can always fine-tune, tweak, maybe add 1 or 2 little things. Can't add much because this is pretty stuffed out, but would love to hear your guys' thoughts on anything that I can maybe upgrade, concepts, different things like that. Always appreciate your guys' input. Again, check out all the links below if you're looking for any of this stuff. You can also support through PayPal as well. The PayPal link is below. You know, $5, $10 a month can really help continue to make the content. I buy a lot of the gear that you see here that we test out and review. This year, I'm gonna try and upgrade my computer and get some lighting and some different things like that. So your guys' support, regardless if you just watch, click, thumbs up, you purchase through links, or, you know, send a little bit here and there through PayPal, is so much appreciated, and you guys are awesome. Check out the other video popping up, and if you're not a current subscriber, I invite you to subscribe, become part of the GT family. And we just appreciate you guys. Always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. You're going to see a lot more EDC videos soon, and I'll see you out there.